Hello my friends, welcome to my garden. This is Lorraine here from the Great British Veg Plot, and what we're going to do today, or what I want to do with you, help you with today, is sowing peppers. Most seeds we're still kind of on hold with. Those of you who've been following along may have sown some radishes, some carrots, the potatoes, perhaps some lettuce, but it's cold at night still, very cold at night, and sometimes a bit chilly during the day. And what many seeds mostly need is warmth. Doesn't matter about the light, but they need warmth to get them started. So don't worry if you haven't done anything else yet, that's absolutely fine. We're all moving along in the right direction, and things will kick off a little bit more towards the end of this month. But peppers is something that you will need to start inside because they have a longer growing period, and if you don't start them now, you'll find that the season will be passing you by and the fruits will not be developed properly. So let's get cracking with peppers. You can do either sweet peppers, red peppers, green peppers, coloured peppers, whatever those bell peppers are, or you can use chili peppers. Try chili peppers. You can buy packets of seed from the garden centre. What I'm going to experiment with is some long red peppers that came from an organic market that I was at last weekend, and I have gathered the seeds, cut the pepper in half, and the seeds are attached to the stalk, and you just pick them off. And I have in here my little collection of seeds from that pepper. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Watch this space. And the other thing I did, exactly the same thing with a supermarket chili pepper, red chili pepper. And again, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but I always think it's worth a go. And these are the peppers I've collected from that. So I'm going to be sowing those today. Whatever peppers you have, exactly the same process. So you'll need something, a pot or something that you can put your soil in. What I'm using, and I'm increasingly using these, are these reusable plastic tubs from a takeaway shop. I don't have takeaways very often, but there are many people around me who do, and so there's always a surplus of these around, and they're great for all sorts of things, but they are fabulous as a little mini greenhouse because you've got a lid, a ready-made lid to put on it. So grab yourself one of those if you've got it, fill it up with some soil, and just poke a couple of holes in the bottom to give a little bit of drainage. The other thing you can use is just a regular flower pot. This one is just a square one from that I bought something in last year, but you can use any shape or any size. You only need a little one. You don't need anything bigger than this for sure, because we're going to let the seeds germinate, then we're going to transplant them, and I'll talk more about that as we get to the time when we need to do that. So whatever it is you've got, load your tub up with soil, and then I have this broken stick that I use to just poke a little hole in the surface of the compost. It doesn't need to be very deep, but I'm going to do that here. And that's just so that you can put the seeds in. Sometimes it's fine to sprinkle. You could sprinkle the seed on the top of the compost and then cover it with compost again, which is what I've done in the past. But this one, I'm going to do it slightly differently. So I'm going to do half and half. I've got 3 lots of 4 and 3 lots of 4. So I'm going to plant, I'm going to sow the chili seeds on one side and the red pepper seeds on another. And all you do is you take one seed and you pop it in the hole. Just like that, one seed at a time. Just pop them in the hole. So pick up the seed. They're a little bit fiddly, but just particularly when they're in a pot like this. Pick up the seed, pop it in the hole, and in another one. And that's what we're going to do all the way along. And the next job is just to cover them up, and you can do that with your fingers, just very lightly, very easily. Just cover them up and press them down. Not too firmly, but just so you can feel that the seed is in contact with the soil. The next thing to do is to give them a water. Again, it doesn't need a huge amount, but just a bit of water to moisten the compost, like that. So the next thing to do is to label them, and in this pot I have put long peppers on one side and chilies on the other. I am going to use this as my lid, so just to help keep the warmth and the moisture in until those seeds start to poke their head above the soil. I have got a long pepper label, and I have got a chili pepper label. So I'm going to lie those on the top of the pot, and I will put a plastic elastic band round the whole thing just to hold those in place. Once they're germinated and I can take the lid off them, then I'll be able to stick those sticks into the soil in the appropriate end. This will go in my laundry room. It'll go on the sunny windowsill. I have tiles on my windowsill, so I will put a layer of bubble wrap, and then this will go on the sunny windowsill. It is generally warm because in my utility room we have a boiler, and that keeps the temperature up. It's still perhaps a little cool. If you have a propagator or a heat map, that would be great. If you have a shelf above a radiator, that's good. If you are going to put anything above a radiator, make sure you've got something underneath just to protect it so it doesn't get scorched underneath. You don't want these things roasting, but you do want them to stay nice and warm. You could even put them into an airing cupboard if you have one of those in your house, certainly until they germinate. They do not need light until the seeds have started to kind of break the soil. As soon as they break the soil, they need lots of light. But until that point, what they need is warmth. So somewhere nice and warm, steady, even temperature, and we'll see in a few days how that works out. If you don't have a lid, if you've planted your seeds, if you've sown your seeds in a pot, then the next thing to do with labeling them is to put either some cling film, or you can put a plastic bag over the top and just seal it with an elastic band round to keep the moisture again and the heat in there. So that's what to do if you've got a little pot. So I hope that's helpful. Please post any questions or comments in the link below, and I shall look forward to hearing how you're getting on with your peppers, with your chilies. Where did you get your seeds from? What sort are you sowing? And I will let you know as soon as these break ground. I'll let you know what to do next. So have a great day, my friends, and I will see you again very soon.